All right. So now that we've chosen our company, we are going to go through the project of naming it. So we want to understand what that process is like how do names come to be for companies? So the name is, a name of a company is very important for us to kind of have a understanding of what they're about, who they are, identify them in the sea of other like businesses. So it needs to stand for something. It needs to work with brand extensions. Like think about as Amazon, for example. Think of all the different extensions that Amazon has: Amazon Prime, Amazon Alexa, Amazon. Like it has all of these additions. And so, how does it work? I know, Alexa, we're good. So. So it looks great in the text of an email and in the logo. A well-chosen name is essential brand asset, as well as a 24/7 workhorse. So we have a name is transmitted day in and day out in conversations, emails, voicemails, websites, and on the product and business cards and in presentations. Think of names like Google. We talk about Google as a noun, as a verb. I'm going to Google it. Um, right? Think of other names. Kleenex, right? Kleenex. We don't think of these as tissues. We think of these as Kleenex. So a name can actually replace the product name if it's a good name. So here, the brand Kleenex, I think of these as Kleenexes, not as tissues. So those are the things to think about. The wrong name, however, for a company or its product can hinder marketing efforts, though it can miscommunicate because people cannot pronounce it. How many times have you seen a name that is like, I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know what that means. How many of us, just raise your digital hand if you've experienced that? How many of us have had a name where you're like, I don't get it. I don't know what that's about, right? That's not very helpful. So yeah, there's three of us. I would think there would be more, but I'll take the few of us, four of us that did it. Um, the idea of finding the right name, that it also has to be legally available. Does anyone else have this name? That's a hard challenge. Its naming requires a creative, disciplined, strategic approach. So let's kind of go through this. Oops, undo. There we go. Zoom in. There we go. Um, let's look at naming myths before we get started. So think about naming. How many people think naming is easy? Does this seem like an easy task? No, of course not. It's not an easy task. It's rigorous, it's exhaustive process. Frequently, hundreds of names are reviewed prior to finding one that's legally available. I am not making you do hundreds of names, but we are going to do a big amount because you have to. This is not a one and done process. It's a big process. Um, People often indicate that they will be able to make a decision after hearing a name once. In fact, good names are strategies that need to be examined, tested, sold, and proven. We will do just, we're going to just search ourselves. Various thoughtful techniques must be utilized to analyze the effect of names to ensure that it cannot, connotations are positive in the market served. Here's the thing. Sometimes I've heard people do names that are not positive. And the last thing you want is your name to have a negative connotation. And um, so we cannot afford the name test is some people's excuses. Intellectual property lawyers need to be conducted exclusive searches to ensure that there are no conflicting names to make a record um, over time. So that's another issue. Uh, let's go over to the actual says here. Um, so qualities of an effective name. Here's where I'm going to have audience participation. Someone, let's see, I'm going to go through my list here. I'm going to have Garrett. Would you read what is a meaningful quality of an effective name?
It communicates something about the essence of the brand. It supports the image that the company wants to convey.
Excellent. Um, Ben, can you read what is a distinctive quality? Ben? Jacob, do you want to read distinctive for me?
All right. Distinctive is unique and well as easy to remember. Pronounce and spell. It is differentiated from the competition.
Excellent. Future oriented. Kelly, could you tell me that one?
Mhm. Its position, it positions the company for growth, change, and success. It has sustainability and preserves possibilities. It has long legs.
Excellent. Um, Sedona, would you read modular?
It enables a company to build brand extensions with ease.
Excellent. And Riley, would you continue on to protectable?
Uh, it can be owned and trademarked. A domain is available.
Positive can be read by Brenda.
It has positive connotations in the markets served. It has no strong negative connotations.
Excellent. Um, and visual, can you read that? Atika.
It lends itself well to graphic presentation in a logo, in text, and in brand architecture.
Thank you. Let's see. We're going to move on down to the types of names now. And this is what we're going to, so these are the things we have to keep in mind, right? And now we're going to move into the types of names. And these are going to be those categories that you're going to see on your Miro board. So you're going to see these are the categories you're going to fill in for all the way down your Miro board. All right, Cameron, can you tell us what a founder is?
Many companies are named after founders: Ben and Jerry's, Martha Stewart, Ralph Lauren, Mr. Fields. It might be easier to protect. It satisfies an ego. The downside is that it extra wait, inextricably tied to a real human being.
Okay. Joe T, can you do descriptive for me?
These names convey the nature of the business, such as Toys R Us, Find Great People, or E-Trade. The benefit of a descriptive name is that it clearly communicates the intent of the company. The potential disadvantage is that as a company grows and diversifies, the name may become limiting. Some descriptive names are difficult to protect since they're so generic.
Right. Matt, can you tell me about fabricated names?
A made-up name like Kodak, Xerox, or TiVo is distinctive and might be easier to copyright. However, a company must invest a significant amount of capital into educating its market as to the nature of the business, service, or product. Haagen-Dazs is a fabricated foreign name that has been extremely effective in the consumer market.
All right. Thank you. Let me, this mouse. Try to do this with it. There we go. Metaphor. Let me get my list so I can see who we want to hear from. Maddie, can you tell me what a metaphor is?
Things, places, people, animals, processes, mythological names, or foreign words that are used in this type of name to allude to a quality of a company. Names like Nike and Patagonia are interesting to visualize and often can tell a good story.
All right. Acronym. Lysandra, can you tell me what an acronym? Lysandra?
I am so sorry. I'm trying to pull my nephew away from my computer.
Oh,
Can you please tell me the section again? He's trying to turn my computer off.
acronym.
Okay, these names are difficult to remember and difficult to copyright. IBM and GE became well known only after the companies established themselves with the full spelling of their names. There are so many acronyms that new ones are increasingly more difficult to learn and require substantial investment in advertising. Other examples: USAA, AARP, DKNY, and CNN.
All right. Magic spell. Brian, can you tell me about magic spell?
Some names alter the word spine in order to create a distinctive, protectable name, the singular in Netflix.
Okay, thank you. And Joe H., can you do combinations of the above?
Combinations of the above. Some of the best names combine name types. Some good examples are Singular Wireless, Citibank, and Hope's Cookies. Customers and investors like names that they can understand.
All right, excellent. Great. So these are our areas. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you'll see right below it, here are the different name spots. And so in each one of these, you can just start typing. You don't have to add anything in it. You can just start typing right into these, and you can make your names bigger or smaller, whatever you want. And so if we were thinking of a founder name for any one of our projects, it could be, for example, your name, if you want. It could be grandma's name, grandpa's name, your surname. It could be made up. You know, many names, brands are made up. Do you think there's a Betty Crocker? Right? There's not. Betty Crocker's made up. Colonel Sanders, well, I think there was a real Colonel Sanders, actually. I don't think that one's made up. Maybe it is. I can't remember. I know Betty Crocker's made up. But so many of them are, I don't know if you guys can think of some other ones. Yeah, Colonel Sanders was a real guy. That's right. Thank you, Joe. I'm like, I think he was, but I know Betty Crocker was made up. So that's what a founder is, right? So let's just go through and give ourselves some brand names that we can think of for each one of these categories, just so that we're all really understanding what these different categories are. So we're going to say Betty Crocker. Wait, why isn't it working? I just did that. Oh, I'm typing it in here in my chat. This cursor. Oh, I know you guys are going to be so sick of me complaining. There we go. Betty Crocker. And I'm going to make her a little bigger. Oops, not that big. All right. And if these get bigger on you, you can kind of just scooch them up. All right. Descriptive. Give me an example of a brand name that's descriptive. Now, I did the first one. You guys are on your own. Like, I want to get some thoughts. Throw them in the chat or turn your mic on. Either one is fine for me. Descriptive. Who can give me a descriptive?
Would Staples count?
Yeah, I think so. That's a good one. Absolutely. Good job. Any other ones? Any other ones?
Target.
Yeah, Target. Good. All right, fabricated.
Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola. Cola is
And the
fabricated.
rival Pepsi.
Yeah, Pepsi. Yeah, good. Sodas. I was just thinking of Coca-Cola. I know Coca-Cola was based on cocaine because it was originally made with cocaine and mixing cocaine into cola. So I'm like, is it fabricated? But I guess it is because it's combining two different cocaine and Coca-Cola and cola. So yeah. So that would equal fabricated. Metaphor. Who can give me a metaphor?
Apple.
Oh, David had Hulu too. That's a good one. Hulu. Apple. Yes, absolutely. What else? Red Bull. Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. Google. Is Google a metaphor? I think Google's,
I was gonna say, doesn't it mean like, isn't Google an actual number? Like a million?
yeah, Googleplex is a unit. So
Yeah.
that wouldn't, oh, so then it is a metaphor if it's a, right? Then it would be. Is that would you agree, Matt? Do you think it's a metaphor then?
That's what I was thinking. Like it has a ton of answers.
Okay. And it's okay if it's spelled differently. I think the idea is it just what is it based on? Where did it come from? Okay, good. I didn't know that. So thank you guys. Like I didn't know that. Acronym. Who can give me some acronyms?
CVS.
CVS. I see some in the chat. KFC. REI. Perfect. H&M. MLB. All right, we got that down. Okay, magic spell. Who can give me magic spell? Okay, what is other side? I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that one.
I don't know if it counts, but it's a game.
Okay. It does count. Yeah, that's a game has its own brand.
Hmm.
Good. What other ones? Come on, there must be more. Magic spell. Let's look at it again. It seems like we might be stuck on this one. Some names alter a word's spelling in order to create a distinctive protectable name, like singular and Netflix. Okay. Ah, there we go. Reddit. Thank you, David. Yeah. Facebook. Would Facebook count? I'm not sure. Because the words are spelled the same, they're just pushed together. Pinterest, yes. Yes, Pinterest.
Yeah, I also said Forstand.
Which one?
Forstand.
Type it
Four,
into the chat for me, Jacob, so I
four,
can see how it's spelled. What is that? What kind of brand is that?
like similar to Reddit. It's like a discussion website.
Discussion website. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. All right, perfect. Now, lastly, let's talk combinations. What's a combination?
I'm not sure how to spell it, but Wetzel's Pretzels, or is it Retzel's Pretzels? I can't remember exactly.
Right. I have to Google that. I'm going to have you Google that for me so we can find the spelling of it. Krispy Kreme, crumble cookies. Thank you. Duncan, yeah. I think they're just going by Duncan now. They've gotten rid of the donuts because they want to sell sandwiches. All right, perfect. All right, you guys got this. So here we go. Oh, Greenpeace. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so do we put this in our own mural boards as well?
No, what you're going to do in your own mural board. So this is just so that we all understand what each of these mean. So this was just what we were doing together as a class. Now, what you're going to do in these squares. So this is our class exercise. So we all understand what each one of these categories mean. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take. So Jacob, you're doing a museum. It's going to be a planetarium, right?
Right.
All right.
So,
So you're going to think of, and you're going to each of you, not just Jacob, all of us. One, two. Oops, I think little things are in my way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's six names I want for each category. Now, remember, if we were really doing this for a real client, we would do hundreds of names. We're not doing hundreds. We don't have time for that, but we are going to do a good amount, right? So we're going to do 6 different founder names. Now, like I said, it can be made up names like Betty Crocker. It can be your name. It could be grandpa's name. It could be whatever you want it to be. But you're going to come up with different ways we can think of founder names. It could be just a last name. It could be the whole name. It could be, a J.R. Levin or something. It could be like lots of different ways you could do it. Think of all the founder names of brands that are out there. You're going to make your own. These are going to be based on your choice. Descriptive. Now, for a planetarium, you might think of, what is it going to be? Maybe it's something like planet. Not that it should be planet, but that would be very descriptive, right? Or sky or something. Those would be descriptive. So you're going to think of all the descriptive names, and then you're going to go on to fabricated, metaphor, acronym, macro spell combination, and these are all for your choice here. We've all just made our choices, and so now we're going to spend the next. I'm going to give us. We're not going to maybe finish it, but we're going to get a good start on it. I want you to get as many as you can get done. I don't want you to overthink it. You have a lot to do, and just kind of go through it. And if you get stuck, remind yourselves that the directions are right above you. And then also, it's helpful, I think, to think about real brands out there to kind of refer to and think about. Oh yeah, there are a lot of brands in all of these categories. We all have seen them. We've all interacted with them. They are out there. Okay. Are there any questions about? I'm getting blinded by the sun. Are there any questions about what we're doing for naming? All right, great. I'm going to give you, we're going to work on that it's 10:13. Let's work on that for the next 20 minutes. And then we'll take a break and we'll share a little bit where we're at. We'll do a little share. All right, everybody, take the next 20 minutes and let's see how many you can complete. And then we're going to share. So don't walk away. Don't go do something else. We definitely need to.
Where's the template for this assignment?
Oh, you've already made it. It's up on your. Don't you have one on there? I thought I saw you have one on there.
Yeah, I didn't copy the stuff. I don't know.
Well, there you are. You're there, Brenda. So you're going to our graphic design room 3, and then project 2 golden ratio folder once you're there.
Yeah, but mine is empty.
Oh, you didn't put your mural on there? You mean you don't know where the template is? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Because
you
I
go to
see
the
everybody
templates.
has their templates and mine is empty.
Okay, so go to templates on your, so you're in your board. Go over here on the left side to templates. I'm in your board. You're not in your board. Go in your board.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
into templates in the upper left-hand corner here on the black toolbar. It's the first one on the toolbar, top of the toolbar.
Mhm.
Okay, clicking on that. And then go to COD Classroom. So the first one is for you. Go into COD Classroom. And then go to GD3 Golden Ratio Identity Process Template. And that's that, there it is. Then you got it.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.